Everybody knows Diablo, right? The first game released on the PC just shy of 30 years ago. It was a huge deal. It basically created and popularized this style of the loot-focused action RPG that we know and love today. The sequel, Diablo II, launched in 2000 to rave reviews, and many will tell you that this is still one of the best video games ever made. 2012 brought us Diablo III, which is where I first experienced the franchise, falling deeply in love with the concept of dungeon crawling and legendary items and the like. But our focus here today is Diablo IV. Released in June of 2023 on both PC and consoles, this fourth entry into the franchise has already become the third most played game on my PlayStation Network account. And despite closing in on the 300-hour mark, I'm not about to proclaim that I'm any sort of expert on the subject, because I'm not. With today's video, I want to open up the world of Diablo to people like me, or people like me from 2012. Somebody who looks at... No, ew, get that out of here. Somebody who looks at Diablo thinking, yeah, that does look like it might be fun, but I don't know, it looks kind of difficult or intimidating. I want to talk about the journey from this to this. I want to talk about going from fighting like this to fighting like this. And I want to talk about how you don't have to be an expert to do this. You don't have to intrinsically understand the deep roots of the mechanics and what the hell this is or what the hell these are. Spoiler, you can 100% get hundreds of hours out of Diablo 4 just bopping around and fighting. Now, are we going to talk about the seasonal system and the battle pass? Yes, I bought it, so I've got a lot to say. Was it worth it? We'll see. Are we going to talk about the cosmetic shop with its very expensive microtransactions? Yes, we will. Don't buy any of these. Are we going to jump into the single player versus multiplayer experience? Yeah, we'll do that too. All this and much more. Hell, I've played a crazy amount of hours of Diablo 4 on my PlayStation Portal. You want to hear about this thing? We can get into it if you want. Welcome to From Loser to Legend, a Jabroni's journey through Diablo 4. Every video here on 616 Entertainment is made possible by my supporters over on Patreon. If you enjoyed the show here today, consider signing up. You'll get early access, exclusive videos and podcasts and more. Pro Wrestling Tees has the merch. As always, thank you for watching. Now, when I say a Jabroni's journey, which is the title of this video, and maybe a new series where I really give a good shot to games I'm not normally an expert on, if you like that idea, let me know in the comments. I'd like to do it, so let me gauge the interest. Compared to the high-level, super knowledgeable, build-centric, studied-up hardcores, I am totally a Diablo jabroni. So when you hear me say, you can get sick gear and beat the story mode and fight these monsters and actually win, it's not like I'm some mathematician pointing at the solved equation of the meaning of life going, this is all very easy. I assure you, it's not like that at all. Take a look at this, huh? Look at all these outfits. You like customizing your character's look in a game? So do I. I do it all the time. You can wear a full matching set or smash a bunch of unrelated pieces together for a totally unique look. It's up to you. Get in there and find a color scheme you're into. How about it? I should note that I'm playing as a Spiritborn, which is the newest character class added to Diablo 4. Spiritborn can call up ethereal leopards and gorillas and eagles and centipedes to do all types of damage, and really, it's just badass to have such devastating creatures at your beck and call. How you doing? Now let me just say, some of the footage you'll see today comes from my Twitch streams from a couple months ago. You might be able to tell because the quality isn't as good. But my gear and moves aren't as good either, so it kind of works out on an accidental level. Look how long it takes me to cut down some of these low-level monsters here. It takes so long because at this point, I had not done any research whatsoever. I had messed around with the centipede abilities and super moves for poison damage. I switched over to the sick-ass shocking eagle for a while. It's fun to move things around to see what kinds of combinations do or don't work. Just messing around on my own, I can get out there. I can kill the bad guys, but I'm not optimized, you know? I don't have the right weapon for playing off the right aspect, or the right runes combined and locked into the right helm. The point is, though, again, you don't have to do all that. Eventually, I did. As I went from this to this, and eventually into this, I started to want to go deeper. I wanted it to be more difficult and, in turn, more rewarding. Better loot, more gold. So I looked up a guide. Shout out to these people, Naviria and Gezi TV. Hope I'm saying those names right. They put together a really nice and mostly easy to understand guide to show me what I need if I want to be as powerful and efficient as possible. The experts exist. The hardcores are out there, and they are the ones making it possible for jabronis like me to enjoy a journey like this at the high levels. So thank you. I've gone from hunting for my first legendary item on this character to, oh man, I can't wait to have every gear slot filled with a legendary, to now, dude, almost every piece of loot that drops is legendary, and I salvage them for materials usually without even looking at the stats. It's insane. The highs in Diablo, for me, don't turn into lows over time. The highs just expand into other areas. I wore the same loadout of all ancestral unique gear for like 50 or 60 hours. I don't know why. I just had it in my head like, oh, my gear can't possibly get better than this. And it could have. But I was just so lost in the fun of the fight, loot, salvage, level, that I didn't really care, you know? And look, I'm not going to talk your ear off for 45 minutes about this. I'll keep it relatively brief and start to close up the journey portion now. I've made it almost to the point of feeling like, you know, I've done it. I'm satisfied with this character. I'm not there yet, but look at me. Huh? Look at me. I look badass. You kidding me? This is from running in the Hell Tides, from getting deep into the infernal hordes, popping into dungeons, leveling up with the witches, playing through the story expansion. Oh, yeah, well, for those who are unaware, the big damage numbers and ridiculous enemy swarms are not all Diablo is. There are deep and rich story modes to play through in Diablo. Heart-wrenching tales of loss, betrayal, redemption, and damnation are conveyed through beautiful cinematic cutscenes. I really don't feel like Blizzard get the credit they deserve for their stories. These are sick. But if you're not here for that, sure, skip the cutscenes. Just kill monsters. I don't care what you do. That's your call to make. A call I made for the first time in my life was to pay $9.99 for a premium Battle Pass. And you know, I feel like every game as a service has these nowadays. Fortnite, probably Marvel Rivals. Look, I'm already out of examples. I don't really play games like this, so I don't have a whole lot to pull from. Now, I paid $10 for full access to the Battle Pass across this current season of Diablo IV. Now, do I regret it? Was it worth it? What goes into a season of Diablo IV? These are all great questions, and these are all great questions that I will answer right now. What does a season of Diablo IV consist of? Well, each season has its own theme. I've participated in a few of them. There was the Season of Loot Reborn, where the developers completely reworked the drops and viability of things. Season of Infernal Hordes, which introduced a new area with waves and waves of gauntlets of demons where great loot and materials could be harvested, blah 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 blah. The current season, Season 7, is Season of Witchcraft. See this big pentagram under my character? That's a power I got from the witches. All of these powers I got from the witches, all of which can be leveled up and expanded upon, swapped in and out for different combinations of abilities, so on and so forth. There's a storyline to follow with the Coven as well.
It's pronounced Colvin, man. What else could it be pronounced?
And increasing your standing with the Coven can be done by knocking out goals in these specific areas of the map, which constantly change. So you're going to be all over the place. This is the short version, by the way. There are occult gems and fugitive heads and root holds and all this stuff, but you don't need to know all that. Again, this is just a crash course, you know? The seasonal battle pass goals are right here. 90 tiers to go through, each tier with its own unlockable reward. Sometimes it's in-game currency, which can be used to purchase exclusive items. More on this in a minute. Sometimes it's really cool gear that you can't get anywhere else. There are bonuses to your drop rates and XP earned, new mounts in the shape of horses or reptilian-looking horse things, or even big cats. Now, not all of these things are available to you for free. The in-game XP and drop rates are free, but you will indeed have to pay $9.99 to even gain access to the ability to unlock the gear. Like I said earlier, this is the first time I have ever paid money for a battle pass. You know, I was already deep into a Diablo hyperfixation, as I tend to do. I come and go. And I was looking at that lineup. I really liked the way some of the exclusive gear looked, and I liked the idea of, you know, I'm already playing. This is my game of choice at the moment in my free time. This is all I actually want to play on my own right now, not for a video and not for work or anything. Why not let my game time build toward these really cool goals? You know, at the end of the day, buying this battle pass is just giving me more to strive toward, right? That really cool gear on the higher end of the battle pass, it's gonna take a long time to get there. You know, I'm gonna play for a long time anyway. Why not let my playtime count toward getting that cool stuff, you know? So, long story short, I paid the $10, I completed all 90 tiers of the battle pass and unlocked all of the gear and bonuses, and I had a fucking blast doing it. Do I regret it? Hell no, I don't regret it. Look how fucking sick I look, you know? And I stretched my playtime in going after all of these tiers by like 80 hours. I loved it. I'm still not done with this sub menu of goals where you've got to do all this crazy shit on the absolute hardest difficulty. And yeah, see this? See how insane this is? I'm leveled all the way up. I've got 200 plus points in my Paragon leveling tree. I can still get one-shotted, and I'm not even on the hardest difficulty setting. It's crazy. And that actually plays into what I'm saying about casuals and hardcores. You know, the Diablo IV devs recently held one of their campfires. It's where they all get together and they talk about updates coming to the game and how they're changing things. And they mentioned that they can see on the back end that 50% of players are playing on Torment 4, which is the hardest difficulty. And they came straight out and said they don't want half of their player base on Torment 4. They want maybe 10% of players to even reach Torment 4, let alone play on it regularly. Again, you don't have to do all of this. This is hardcore stuff. You can have a ton of fun with Diablo 4, not going anywhere near any of this hardcore stuff. I will go out of my way to recommend not going anywhere near the cosmetics store, to be clear. I mean, check this out. Look at this gear. Look at this gear. Goodness me, these outfits are incredible. Now, what do they cost? 2,800 platinum. All right, what does that break down to in USD? Oh, okay, about $25. $25 for these outfits. You gotta be kidding me, dude. That's almost half the price of the fucking entire game, guys. And look at the store. You can buy $150 worth of platinum. I'm not gonna lose my mind about this. I'll let it go, because the thing is, people buy this stuff. They buy it all the time. They buy it and buy it and buy it, and it is what it is. It's a sign of the times. I was just recently informed that Fortnite skins are like $20 a pop. I had no clue, man. This stuff, it's just crazy to me. But no, I would recommend you don't bother with any of this. And if I've got a major bone to pick, the amount of platinum that came with my purchase and completion of the Battle Pass only adds up to 700. That is enough to buy literally nothing in the store without spending real life money to fund the rest of the purchase. Fuck you, I don't think so. Look at this, I actually clicked on the 2800 link to show it off in a new menu, and I thought I accidentally bought it. I nearly lost my mind. But no, it's all good. There's another menu in between, so thank God. I stated earlier that I played Diablo 4 on my PlayStation Portal all the time. Almost every night. I love this thing. I've always wanted Diablo on a handheld. Ever since Ruin was canceled before its release on the Vita and PS3, I've been dying for this. For anyone who hasn't checked out the Portal, my Lightspeed review is, and now you're getting a 2-for-1, how you doing? I love this thing. If you've got good internet at home and a significant other who likes to watch TV, or you just don't want to move your PS5 around all the time, the Portal rules. If you'd like to know more, leave a comment. I don't mind doing some Portal stuff if you guys care to learn more about it. And yes, I'm aware Diablo 2 and 3 are on the Switch. Thank you. It's not the same. So the next question, I suppose, at this point, is whether or not I will stay on board and dive directly into the next season. Well, having put nearly 300 hours overall and easily 100 more in the last couple months alone, I think my answer has to be, I don't know. I'm not tired of the game. I could force myself to put my silverware down and push my chair away from the table, sure, to try and check out some other games, but why? I'm still having fun, man. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. There are still other classes that I haven't spent a lot of time with at all. I'm looking forward to doing that. Hey, I didn't like my current character at all for a little bit. She felt slow. I felt like maybe Spiritborn isn't for me. But I tinkered with some new moves, I found something I thought was fun, and I've been building upward ever since. And that constant building up just leads to me being sucked further and further in. I'm loving it. I can totally see somebody, maybe even you, watching this video, seeing this gameplay, all of these monster hordes and the loot drops and the salvaging, looking at that going, isn't that boring? Or at the very least, doesn't it get boring? And my answer to that question is no. No, not at all. There is a satisfaction that comes with leveling up and becoming more powerful in Diablo that's hard to put into words. It just feels good. Some of us were talking about this in the Discord recently. Join if you want. Link in description. The Discord is open to the public. It feels good when number go big. Shout out to Gwen. She's the one who said it. We all love when number go big. Diablo feels good to play alone. It feels good to play with others. And shout out to longtime Dan and Patreon supporter Salty for running me through a dozen plus Duriel fights. What a legend. And let me be absolutely clear, even looking at Duriel is enough to get me one-shotted. That's how badass Salty is. He can wreck Duriel like nothing. I'm doing my best to make it look like I'm even participating here, but it's all Salty. It's one of those there are levels to this conversations, right? I'm not a hardcore. I'm not an expert. I started as a lowly little loser, and through so many hordes and dungeons and legendaries and bosses and the whole damn battle pass, I've graduated to legend. At least in my own mind, I have that feeling. I feel like I kick ass now. Even if I really don't, I feel like I do, and that's awesome. Will I ever be a true expert in Diablo? Not a chance. Absolutely not. I don't speak the language of what works with what and what to do here to make that happen, you know? I have to go to guides for that, and that's fine. I don't mind. I love the game, and this video, my Jabroni's journey through Diablo 4, it's an excuse to share my enjoyment of the game with all of you. I can't bring you a retrospective or history of on Diablo because I don't have the knowledge base required to speak on it authoritatively. So instead of sharing facts and history and whatnot, I'm just sharing my passion for playing, you know? If this looks like fun to you, grab it the next time it's on sale. If this isn't your style, then hey, no worries. You're not missing anything. Thanks for traveling alongside me for this Jabroni's journey. I would like to do more of these, and I have a few ideas in mind. Could this Jabroni possibly pick up some wins playing MLB The Show online in Diamond Dynasty mode? What if I played like 20 or 25 games? How many could I actually win? What about, I don't know, what about Elder Scrolls Online? right? What if I started a brand new character and just went out exploring in Tamriel? Let me know if either of these concepts sound interesting to you. And hey, leave suggestions as well. What the hell should I explore that I don't usually cover around here? This could be fun. Patreon.com/616entertainment or right here under a YouTube channel membership is where you can sign up to support me and support my work if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it. I'm a one-man crew. I write these videos, I shoot these videos, I edit these videos, I upload these videos. Everything you see, it's just me. It's just me, and it's a lot. So I could really use you in my corner. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I love ya, and I'll see you soon.